Well, here we are in the month of March, and the news is pouring out on a daily basis, and it's starting to feel that Google is really gearing up for something big here soon. It's almost so overwhelming, I can't keep up with all the news. So in today's news video, we have a lot to cover, including 2 brand new games announced to come soon. The Stadia team opens up a second brand new studio. 4K finally releases on Chrome browsers as well as Stadia captures, and events are being shut down ahead of time due to the coronavirus. So sit back, pull up your feet, and let's dive into this Stadia news video. Now, if you guys could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, sub to the channel for more cloud gaming news and Stadia coverage, but let's take a look at the 2 new games that were just announced to come to Stadia, starting with Relecta, a brand new game that has yet to come out anywhere. In Relecta, you play as a top physicist stranded on a moon base. You'll be finding your way through the base with terraformed craters by bending gravity and magnetism to solve puzzles. The game does feature voice acting and a story where you'll be finding clues and the mystery of Relecta's anomaly. This is a first-person sci-fi puzzle game that I have to admit might not be my jam, but I'm still looking forward to this. It has some unique gameplay and ways of doing puzzles, and I'm happy to see a new title coming to Stadia. And as for the second title, we have Turing, an oldie but goodie that is well revered, and this is another first-person puzzle game in the sci-fi theme. Here you'll play as Ava, an engineer who was sent to discover the disappearance of a ground crew station in Jupiter's moon Europa. When you arrive, the puzzles can only be solved by humans that were stationed there. So another mystery puzzle game, and I'm personally looking forward to both titles and excited to see that Stadia now continues its trek with many games to come. There is still over 100 games to come this year, and that equals about 2 to 3 games per week until the end of the year. So stay tuned as I will have continued coverage of those games when it comes to release dates and if they are worth your hard-earned cash. So I'm happy Google is finally giving us the games we've needed on this platform. But moving on, I did report some weeks ago that the official Stadia Twitter had wrote 4K on browsers was in a slow rollout. It turned out though that they let that slip as it wasn't quite ready yet, but it looks like 4K looks to be ready now on Chrome browsers and is good to launch. And if you haven't checked out 4K on your browser, try it now as it should be good to go. But on top of just 4K on browser Stadia, we got the ability to launch Stadia captures, meaning you can record videos up to 30 FPS for 30 seconds or capture a screenshot that is largely dependent on your quality setting you have your Stadia set to. The cool part here is you can download your captures as well as on your computer and now make a montage or clips or other cool things. Stadia-based users are limited to 100 clips and unlimited screenshots, and the pro accounts get about 500 videos with unlimited screenshots as well. So this is the continued rollout of features before the free base launches, and we're down to 2 more with the ability to play with wireless controller on the web, as well as the expanded Google Assistant availability. I think once we see these 2 features roaring, base will literally be around the corner. But I think it's safe to say it's coming under 2 months, and that's my prediction. So stay tuned for more news on the rest of the features that have yet to launch. And next up on the docket is the Stadia team just announced a brand new studio in Playa Vista, California, headed by industry veteran Shannon Studhill, who was studio head of the Santa Monica studio for PlayStation that was responsible for the God of War series from 2018. At the time, she was the producer, and then later she led the Santa Monica studio. During her time there, she also oversaw other titles like Twisted Metal and the Pixel Junk series. So to say they poached a talented lady would be an understatement. This blog post from Google goes on to say that while the new Playa Vista studio will focus on delivering exclusive games, using new gameplay mechanics, creative ways to play together, and unique interaction models that we're just starting to explore, while we're not ready to share specific game plans yet, rest assured, we are listening to what gamers want and adding our own Stadia twist to create new IP and experiences. But wow, at this point, if you're in the camp worried about Stadia and its future, It's time to be yet again reassured that Google isn't playing games when it comes to Stadia. What I liked about that quote is that it says we're focused on bringing new gameplay mechanics, unique interaction models that we're exploring. Quite frankly, I can foresee a few things like a Stream Connect with a Fortnite type game, or a multitude of multiplayer games using these excellent features that Stadia brings to the table. We can say what we want about other services like GeForce Now, but Stadia is the only one that is actually trying to innovate and use the power of the cloud. And this is exactly why I'm personally excited for the future of Stadia and what it brings to the table. At this point, when I hear developers or people say, well, Google is going to kill this service, I just need to point to actions like these and tell people that actions speak louder than words. And right now, Google's actions are in this for the long haul. And personally, I'm glad to be part of this ride, and I'm glad to be part of it with the rest of you watching this video right now. So let's take a second to give kudos to Stadia for another awesome job. And with the Montreal studio and the acquisition of Typhoon Studios and this new one, I think it's safe to say Stadia is in good hands for the future. And the last bit of news is actually about GDC and Google I/O, both being canceled from their original dates. GDC, the Game Developers Conference, has been pushed back to later in the year, and Google was expected to hold a few shows regarding Stadia. It was rumored that we were going to also get a few announcements as well. What those were, though, was anybody's guess. But on top of that, Google I/O has also been canceled. This is the company's annual developer conference that was scheduled in May 12th through the 14th. Last year, people were able to test out Stadia-related things at this conference specifically, and the reasons for the concerns and the cancellations have been due to the coronavirus. Now, obviously, I won't touch on the subject of the virus itself, but this has been happening all over the world as many big events have been taking the extra precaution of just postponing or outright canceling in fears of any danger from the virus. With that said, Google plans to showcase a lot of things that were supposed to be announced at GDC and Google I/O in the coming weeks and months. Whether that's through a Stadia Connect or through an online conference, I'm not sure, but hopefully we find out soon. What this also means for the future of other events like PAX and E3 will be interesting. What effect will this virus have on physical consoles being made as well, like the Nintendo Switch that has already been dealing with setbacks and delays? So this is hitting the gaming industry as a whole pretty hard. But when it comes to Stadia, well, it's digital and it's in the cloud, so we'll see what effect this continues to have in the future in regards to that. But alright guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in today's news videos. With brand new games and the new studio opening up in California, I have to say that I am for one pumped for the future of Stadia, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. So let me know down in the comments, or if you have any other thoughts on other pieces of news in this video, let me know. With that said, please hit the like button and the notification bell, and be sub to the channel for more Stadia content. But like always, I'll catch you guys in the cloud.